Yo guys, what is up? We're here with another Prize Picks. Well, now it's Prize Picks predictions video on the channel, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing I did yesterday. I would just seeing how this works out. Maybe eventually I'll split this into two videos in the future. One just talking about the teams and who I'm leaning on and who wins. Whether we're taking what team we take to win, which one matches will draw, and then a second video and where I cover like prize picks or just player picks like I've been doing before this. But for right now, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make these videos a little bit longer as of right now. I feel like it's pretty good to cover kind of all in one. You kind of get the whole overview, the whole reasoning of kind of you matching the player picks with who you think is gonna win. I think it kind of matches up very nicely, and kind of determining the logic of why you think things are gonna happen. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this one. Now for the first matchup. So we have another six game slate for tomorrow. We have Slovakia versus Romania, Ukraine versus Belgium, Georgia, Portugal, Czech Republic, Turkey, and then those are the Euro Cup matchups. And then in Copa America, we have Ecuador, Jamaica, Venezuela, and Mexico. So let's kind of go ahead and get into it. Now, this first slate of games, these are the morning games, the Slovakia, Romania, and then Ukraine, Belgium. All these teams have 3 points. And I just want to go ahead and show you guys real quick right here. So in group, like this, pretty nice. Group E, Romania, Belgium, Slovakia, Ukraine all have 3 points, which means they all have one win and one loss. Interestingly enough, so this group is probably going to be amazing. Tomorrow, these games, I would say, are probably not missed games. I think this is going to be maybe some of the best games. Although today we saw some pretty good games. England was like whatever, some of the picks we had yesterday to win, everything was just so out of whack. Everyone's not playing to their full potential. But this group, I feel like it's going to be very exciting in the morning. As you see, these games are anyone could. This is pretty much a playoff game already. This is all in the early elimination round for you guys to watch with Slovakia, Romania, Belgium, Ukraine. So it's win or go home for each of these teams. So I'm pretty sure these teams are going to play. And for me, the beauty of it is there's no extra time, right? Usually when there's extra time, teams tend to draw, and maybe in the last 10 minutes, both teams tend to settle. When there's extra times after, all right, last 10 minutes, let's play it safe and not concede a goal, and let's take it into extra time or whatever. With this, then being that there's no extra times at all, these are still point games. I feel like these last 10 minutes of both of these games are probably going to be crazy. I think it's going to be amazing to watch. But okay, that's enough for glazing over the games. But right, so Slovakia versus Romania. This one's a tough one for me. I think it's hard to decide the winner on this one. But for my liking, I'm really liking a draw on this one. Slovakia versus Romania. I feel like there's no clear-cut winner. As you see, the money lines 225 for Slovakia, 320 for Romania. Although Slovakia seems to be the slight favorite, I think it's too close to call. I feel like there's no clear-cut winner right here. Slovakia and Romania, I said two very evenly matched teams, and I feel the whole group was evenly matched. But I feel like I'm leaning on the draw for this first game. And then Ukraine versus Belgium. Again, both teams with 3 points, fighting to win, get into the next round. But I'm leaning on Belgium on this one. As you see, they are the favorite at 160. And again, these odds are, at the time of making the video, these odds are always changing for sports books and stuff. But Ukraine does have good team players. They have Modric from Chelsea. They have a couple of players, names I forget. But in this one, I'm leaning towards Belgium. I feel like Lukaku's kind of came onto and fired. He's been pretty well good for me in my liking. I really like Lukaku, and then KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. I feel like Belgium heat started to ramp up in the last game, and I think they're finally going to show up in this game. I think Belgium wins in this one, so I'm leaning towards Belgium on this one for sure. And then the next matchup, Georgia versus Portugal. I think this is an easy one. As you see, Portugal is a minus 250. Of course, anything can happen. The odds are in Portugal's favor. They are the only one. They are the only team that's won both matchups right here. You see they have 6 points. And technically they don't have to win this to qualify, but they do have to win if they want to qualify in first place. Something interesting though. The bracket of this Euro Cup, if Portugal goes in first place, they're on the side of the bracket that has France, Germany, and I forgot who else. Let me see. You had France, Germany, and I want to say England. I want to say it's England or Spain. I don't remember. Point is, if Portugal wins, they're in the difficult side of the bracket, and if Portugal loses, they're on the if they lose and Turkey wins, and they have a high goal difference, Portugal goes into the weaker side of the bracket, which could only play in their favor. I think, like I said, on one side of the bracket, it would be Portugal, France, Germany, and I'm not sure if it was Spain or England. And I'm thinking it's England. I think it's England. But that would be the one side of the bracket that Portugal would be in if they win or tie. So this is a pretty weird one for me. But I mean, in the end, I think Portugal wants to win no matter what. I feel like they want to play like they're not scared of anyone. So I think Portugal. But again, I would say keep that in mind. This is not one that I'm leaning on exactly for that reason. If Portugal loses, they have a higher chance of going further in the tournament. But yeah, this is a very weird one for me. I would still probably lean on Portugal, but this is not one I would play for sure. Although Georgia has been a pretty bad team, but I feel like Georgia's gonna probably come out and play. They have already. They still could qualify though. Georgia, if they beat Portugal and then Czech Republic and Turkey tie, that's the only way they can get in. But even then, I don't think they can because of the goal difference. But I think Czech Republic. Georgia has nothing to lose, so they're gonna come out to play. And then going on to the next one, Czech Republic versus Turkey. This is another one. These both teams are gonna be fighting it out. If Czech Republic beats Turkey, they're in. If Turkey wins or draws, they're in the next round. And like I said, all these are coming down to the last day. To these final games, the qualifications and the standings. So again, I'll say just keep an eye out on Portugal. Not entirely sure they'll win, but we're gonna go ahead and see. As for, like I said, Czech Republic and Turkey, I'm still leaning on Turkey. I still think that Turkey, I like some of their players better, their quality. They already have one win, one loss. Czech Republic has one draw, one loss. But I still like Turkey. And then Ecuador versus Jamaica, moving on to the Copa America. As you see, 195. Ecuador is a favorite, although I'm not too convinced since Venezuela beat Ecuador in the first matchup, and then Mexico barely beat Jamaica in the first matchup. I'm kind of leaning on a draw on this one as well. I feel like the two evenly matched teams that are not going to be able to get ahead of each other. I don't know. I think a draw is, I feel like it's probably the most probable play, although I don't know why Ecuador is such a favorite, because I think Jamaica still has good players and they can still match up well with Ecuador. But I'm leaning on a draw on the Ecuador versus Jamaica. And then last Copa America game we're going to see is Venezuela versus Mexico. As you guys see right here, Mexico is a slight favorite at a 120, the plus 120. But as you see, there's no clear-cut favorite. Both these teams have 3 points. So I'm willing, weirdly enough, I'm willing to take another draw on this one. I'm leaning on the draw. This is not a play that I would take, but I'm willing to take the draw. This one, Mexico barely beat Jamaica. Venezuela barely beat Ecuador 1-0, but I really like the draw on this one for sure on my part. Nothing more to say. Mexico is not playing their best. Venezuela barely beat Ecuador. I feel like they're too evenly. This group overall, I think, is very evenly matched. Although Venezuela and Mexico both have 3 points, but I'm gonna go ahead and lean on the draw for this one. And now we're gonna go ahead and see some of the picks that I'm gonna put on this game. These games, some of my favorite ones. It kind of go by game, not every game, but let's go ahead and look at the Belgium ones. One of my favorite ones. You saw was on fire, and that was Lukaku. Lukaku, the line is 2.5 shots. As you see, against oh, you can't see what. Let's see if you can see now. Oh, we can't see the last two games. What? Okay, so in the last two games, he's gone over. Against Romania, he had 5. I don't know how many he had. I'm willing to say he had 3 in the first game, 3 shots in the first game. That's why his line. He doesn't have a regular line. He either has a goblin or a demon. But as you see, I don't know why we're not able to see so much his line. But I do like this goblin pick, and I think even more, I kind of like this demon pick, the 1.5 shots on target. I like it way more than the regular shots. I feel like you get more value on this one. I feel like his shots will technically go at. He makes a lot of runs behind, and he gets a lot of long balls where he gets shots on target, gets one-on-ones with the goalkeeper. He's a very good player in in the box. Plays great, beating defenders in the box and getting a shot off. So I like the over on 1.5 shots on target, and also the Goblin play on 2.5 shots for sure. And then the other one that I want to see is for Kevin De Bruyne right here, as you guys see. 1.5 shots is his line. I know you guys can't see it right here, but in the last game against Romania, he also had 5 shots, just like Lukaku. And then in the first game, he also had, I think, maybe 3 shots. So I do like this Goblin play, although it's a very easy play. You either get a Goblin or Demon. The Goblin play, I think it's an easy one to take. I feel like there's the 2 main shot takers in Belgium are Kevin De Bruyne and Lukaku. So that's a nice one to take right there. And then shots on target. Again, I don't know why we can't see these on the screen. Maybe I have to mess with the with the screen, or maybe we just do this. How about this? Okay, there we go. So we can just do the full screen and it'll probably work. So again, let's just go ahead and look at the Lukaku ones, the 2.5 shots. As you see, 3 and 5 in shots, and then shots on target. Yeah, 2 and 3. So honestly, I really like over on either shots, the Goblin play or the shot on target, the over for Lukaku. And as I said, for Kevin De Bruyne, 1.5 shots. I like the over on this one. It's a Goblin play, but it's a nice one to take. Shots on target, 3 against Romania, 0 against Slovakia. I wouldn't play this one. I mean, I don't want to play this one, but it's there. And then assist. Surprisingly, he's had 0 assists, but this is one that I would take. I think he's due for an assist. He's one of the best assisters in the whole world, maybe ever. So I like the over on assist for Kevin De Bruyne. And then Jeremy Doku, you see right here, 1.5 shots. Another tough one, but he's been playing very well. He kind of injects a different type of energy into Belgium. 1 against Slovakia, 2 against Romania. But 1.5 shots, Jeffrey Doku. I like the over on this one as well. I think Belgium's going to want to win. They're going to take a lot of shots, and they've proven that they can do it. So I like the over on that one as well. Now let's go ahead and see for Ukraine. I want to go ahead and see the goalie saves. Okay, so I don't know if they're going to come out here, but they have. It seems like we don't have the the Ukraine one at all. But let's go ahead and look at the Ukraine players. So Modric 1.5 shots is the line. It's a goblin play. I would definitely take this one. He's probably their most offensive midfielder. 1.5 shots. I like the over on this one. You see, he's averaging 3 over the last 2 games. I don't think that would change too much against Belgium, but I do like the 1.5, the over on that one for Modric. Now I want to go ahead and go into a different matchup right now. Let's go ahead and look at the Portugal one. So Antonio Silva, he's someone that's gone in as a sub. Didn't even play the first one, but Diogo Dalot, you see against Turkey, he didn't have a matchup against Czech Republic. He had 36, but I would like the under on this one as well if he starts. For Bruno Fernandes, we don't have a passes attempted, in which I wanted to look at, but 2.5 shots for Bruno Fernandes. I'm kind of liking the under here. Like I said, they don't need to win to qualify. So in a way, I feel like Portugal might, even if they're losing, I feel like they might rest some players in the second half. We saw that today with France, which kind of bit them back in the ass. I don't know if you guys saw that. They kind of subbed their players, and then they got a draw in the end. But Bruno Fernandes, 2.5 shots. I like the under on him for that one. And then we don't see too many Portugal plays right here, which kind of sucks. But another one that you kind of want to look at is Diogo Jota, 2.0 shots. This is one, obviously, they have to start, but if he starts, I do like the over on him. He's a very good player, in my opinion. He's very solid, very finesse player that when he gets a good shot, he really does score. He has good shots on target. So if he starts, I like the over on him for this one. Now let's go ahead and look at another matchup that I want to see, and that is the Turkey one. Let's see. Would it work like this? Yeah. So again, a lot of props are not coming up right here, like the passes attempted. But let's see which ones are available right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see where are some of the better ones. You see, there's not too many for any of the big teams at all, which is weird right now at the moment. Kind of didn't want to look at those, but it's weird, hard, but let's move on to the Copa America. Right here we have 33.5 passes attempted for Julian Quiñones. I like the under on this one. I feel like Julian Quiñones gets the ball and tries to attack a lot and get a shot on. I think Venezuela is a bit better than Jamaica. They'll probably try to fight the possession. So I like the under on Julian Quiñones for that. And then let's go look at the Mexico players. Cesar Montes, 3.5 clearances. See, he had 8 against Jamaica. And this one, it's hard. Though he did have 8, I do like the over still. I think he still get over this line. I feel like Venezuela will be a tough matchup, and I think will end up in a draw. I think Cesar Montes is probably maybe Mexico's best defender, but see, he had 8 clearances against Jamaica. I think he can barely get over this line as well in this matchup against Venezuela. And then you see there's a lot of them, but I feel like there's not too many great takes right here. But Santi Jimenez, 2.5 shots. He's had 2 against Jamaica. I also like the under on this one still as well. I think it's going to be a very close game in which we're not going to see amazing play, like, very great attacking play, like back and forth. I feel it's going to be very stuck in midfield. A lot of tackles. very hard fought. So I'd like the under for Santi Jimenez right there. Let's see, another matchup. Maybe the last matchup or the last team that we're going to cover right here is, let me see, what was the other one? For Georgia. Okay, so right here, I think his name is Vija Kavarskelia. 1.5 shots is the line. I kind of do like the over on this one. I know he's only gotten one shot against both teams, but I feel like I said, I think Georgia has almost nothing to lose. They almost for sure eliminated. 1.5 shots. I like the over on him. He's arguably their best attacker. Playing for Napoli, he won the championship with them a year ago. I like the over on him for sure on that one. And then midfielder right here, 39.5 against Czech Republic. He had 45. I think this one he'll definitely get the under. I think Portugal's still going to dominate possession of the ball, kind of drag this game out, try to not let it get out of control. I think Portugal would try to do their best to win this game as easily as possible without much complication as possible. So I think they'll try to dominate the ball and take the ball away from Georgia. So I don't think he'll get over this line at all. So I would take the under here. I don't even know how to say his name. But a midfielder for Georgia playing up against Portugal, it's going to be tough for him to retain the ball and get a lot of passes attempted. So I do like the under on this one. And with that, I bring you guys this video. This one's a little shorter than yesterday. But I mean, I would recommend to keep looking out for the passes attempted. I feel like we don't have that many at all for many big players for tomorrow, which is weird. Like for Portugal, we don't have any for the defenders. We don't have any, like only Dalot, only Jota. There's no one for Ruben Diaz. There's none for, say, Cristiano Ronaldo. There's none for like Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, which is weird. Even for Belgium, there's no pass attempted for like Kevin De Bruyne or Witsel or any of their defenders right here, which is so weird. But keep an eye out for those, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for those as well. If I see any of those pop up, I might, just make a quick post, not exactly a video, on which ones I like for those, since these tend to be my favorite ones that I like to play. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know which ones you guys are liking, which ones you guys are not liking. And again, just let me know if you guys are liking this format or, kind of want to go back to the other videos that I used to do. But yeah, anyway, see you later, and let's hope everything works out.